everybody, it's me, Jack Wright here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Once again, my name, as I just said, is Jack Wright, also known as Jackpot Button Lewis on YouTube. And welcome to another of my update videos, my video updates. Now, of course, if you have seen already, I have been around, of course I haven't been around, I should say, for quite a while now, for quite a few months, and there's a very, very good reason for this, and I do apologise thoroughly, of course, for not being here. But I have uploaded quite a few videos after well, I wouldn't say after, but over the last few, of course, days, and also a few weeks and months or so. Of course, I am still here. Of course, I have actually been not been feeling too very well at the moment. Of course, I've been coming down with a cold. And if you have not noticed already, I do look very different because I've got a beard. But of course, the reason why I've got that, I will tell you very, very shortly, of course, in this video update. So I can just tell you a little bit about what I have been up to since I last done one of these. Of course, currently at the moment, with performing wise, I've now decided to leave, of course, my theatre group of Viva Arts and Community Group. Of course, after when I done the show recently, their last show of Legally Blonde, the musical, which you might remember, of course, I might have mentioned on one of these before, but if I haven't, that was the last ever show that I done. It was a fantastic show. I actually played the role of a Russian, of course, law student called Yuri. And not just that, I also played a trailer trash boyfriend called Dewey, who's actually the... as I said already, the trailer trash boyfriend to the character of Paulette, who is a hairdresser, and that was played by a very good friend of mine of Ellie Gillett. But also, lo and behold, I have heard that, of course, she has gone on to do a lot of other things outside of Viva, as also, if I can get the name of the theatre group right, I don't know how that's slipped out of my tongue there, I do apologise. She's also part of, what was it, I'm trying to think... Fourth Dimension Dance in Ely. She's also become a one of the important people who are part of that group, and not just that, she's also started doing singing lessons for people as well, and also not just that, she's also currently being part of a duo band called Elma, and they've also got their own official YouTube channel with a few songs that they've actually, of course, Ellie has written, and also with her other person who's, of course, the other person who's partners up with, of course, Ellie in, of course, the band, which is, I think his name's Mark, I think? I'm only guessing here, guys, to be quite honest. And, but yeah, of course, like I said already, their music is fantastic to listen to. I have gave it a listen quite recently. They have been performing at local venues around here in, of course, at Cambridgeshire. So, do, of course, have a look at them. They have got an official Facebook page, which I will be, of course, posting a link to, so you can check out them a little bit more in detail, of course, in the description box, of course, to this video below. But of course, since I've just said already, I have left Viva now, and now recently I have just joined another theatre group called Campaign Amateur Theatre Group Company. Of course, Amateur Theatre Company, I should say. But they're also an amateur theatre group as well, once again, just like Viva, but they are set in Ely this time. And of course to Surrey, and I'm actually currently at the moment in another production, and actually I think, since I was talking about my beard, let me tell you why I've actually grown this for, because lo and behold, I actually now, normally when I have done shows, of course, in amateur theatre, normally, I've never got the chance to play a lot of, like, big leading roles. Normally I've had supporting roles. I mean, the best one I've had was when I played the characters of the toolmaker Barry in Maiden Dagenham, and also the crooner Carl Salesman of Buddy Cortina, and also in the same show. And lo and behold, actually, guys, I actually managed to, unbelievably, before I actually left Viva, when I, of course, went to their annual awards evening every year, I actually unbelievably managed to get an award for actually playing both those characters, would you believe? That's right, I actually got the opportunity, and as I said, I actually walked away with the Michael Fenton's Best Supporting Actor Award for Viva Theatre Company, because actually it was the theatre company that actually put on the production, which is the adult part of the group, if I have not mentioned before. And actually, strange enough, I actually have got me a trophy actually here. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry, guys, I know I don't like walking and talking away from the camera, but I can just quickly show you. I don't think I've ever showed you this. This is very, very precious. It is a glass trophy. Here it is, guys. This is the very trophy that I won last year at the Viva Awards. And like I said, it actually was given to me by the amazing actor himself, who actually I'm very, very good friends with, and that is Michael Fenton Stevens. This award was named after him. And he presented it to me, and it was fantastic. Honestly, when I heard my name being called by him, I couldn't believe it. It was an amazing thing. I'll just quickly show you just the front of it as well. So it was all engraved there as well. And but yeah, I am so blessed to have got this. I mean, it was like I've never received an award for doing some of my acting, and to be recognised of that was very, very humbling to me, and I couldn't be any more proud of myself to get this award. And actually, lo and behold, while I'm there, here's a quick little video of my dad actually, of course, my dad, John Wright, actually filming me when I got this award. Take a look at this.
Comedy Performance Award, and of course it's going to be presented by Lisa Goddard.
I just played my song.
It's a great
I had an hunch I was going to get it.
It's a great honour to be a president.
You wouldn't believe it, would you guys? You wouldn't believe that was just over a year ago when that happened, and I couldn't believe that actually happened. If you actually did notice, well, as soon as my name got called, you did actually see someone was actually holding I think a bunch of balloons actually, and actually got in the way of me. That was actually a little kid who actually had a mum, and actually was just almost got in the way of when I was actually walking up to the stage to actually get me an award from Michael. So that's the reason why you actually saw me go like, ugh. That's because obviously I didn't want to hit, of course. This little kid was only about like, well, I know you can't exactly see the floor, but he was only about like a few feet high. So he was so sweet though. But he really loved, of course, playing with the balloons. So but at least he got in the video anyway. But it was a fantastic moment last year, and still, even though that I have left the group, I have been with them for about 7 years, since 2011. But I first came across them, of course, back in 2010 it was actually, and my very first show was, unbelievably, I actually joined at the time of when they actually started doing some of the real big shows that they most famous for. One of the musicals that they done, which was West Side Story, a very, very famous musical, which they done at in the Octagon part of Ely Cathedral, and it was an absolutely fantastic show to be a part of. And the only problem was that, I mean, the show was fantastic, and I know it was my very first time that, of course, you know, dancing and acting together, but also it was very, very cold on that time when I actually first performed. I think it was back in February, still in winter, and I actually didn't wear many clothes because obviously we were trying to set the time where the story is set in 1950s America, and it's basically a modern adaptation of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, but it was a fantastic show. And like I mentioned in my previous video update, I actually have done a documentary all about the theatre group of Viva, which is, of course, if you did not know, was called The Story of Viva Arts and Community Group from Soham to the West End. I am planning to upload that, of course, here on YouTube. Initially, I was going to do a video premiere of it, of course, when I was still at Viva, but unfortunately, the idea was mentioned, but sadly, the idea got forgotten about, and I was really gutted not to get the opportunity to actually show the film, even to the people though I actually were part of it anyway, who I interviewed. Of course, Daniel Schumann, who founded the group 20 years ago, because if you did not know, this year marks, of course, if I have not said already when I mentioned in my last video update, that of course Viva would be celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. And I got the pleasure to go to an anniversary ball to celebrate that anniversary, and it was a fantastic night, and there were so many people that I knew from Viva, so many good friends of mine, and it was fantastic. It really, really was indeed. But anyway, of course, enough about Viva. That's, of course, been and gone. But as I was just about to say, going back, of course, to my beard, the reason why that I actually, of course, I do apologise for going off topic there, of course, like I was just saying about talking about Viva. But the reason why I've actually got this beard, it's all because I'm actually growing my sideburns, because lo and behold, I've actually just bagged myself my first ever leading role in, of course, the upcoming production of the very, very famous musical, that is Lionel Bart's Oliver. Now, I have done Oliver before with Viva from 2 years ago in 2015, where unbelievably we got the opportunity for one day only, of course, even as a very, very special opportunity to perform in the West End of London, would you believe? We got the opportunity to perform at the Shaw Theatre, just off St Pancras train station in the, of course, the west part of London, and it was a fantastic day. And now when I found out that Cat were, of course, that's their the abbreviation for the group as well, that they were doing it as well, I couldn't believe it. And I actually initially, when I done, of course, originally the musical of Oliver with Viva, I originally auditioned for the role of Bill Sikes. And I'd had an incredible audition. It's such a shame there was not a video that I got of this audition, but my audition that I done when I sang his song My Name, it was incredible. I had such a loud voice. I was very angry. I'm kind of like that in real life. Not all the time though, but I mean, you know, obviously I may be 23 years old, but of course I'm not really that bad in real life, because actually, strangely enough, I may be about 6 feet tall, but I've got literally a heart of gold. I'm a gentle giant, as strangely enough my mum Samantha normally dubs me as that anyway, so, but it was absolutely fantastic. I had a fantastic audition. I was blown away, and when I found out that I got the role of Bill Sikes, I surprised my mum Samantha, and she was so happy. I was waiting for her reaction, and she gave me a huge hug, and that was something really, really special. So, but yes, as I've said already, of course, I am in the current production of Campaign Amateur Theatre Company's musical production of Lionel Bart's Oliver, and we are going to be performing at the Maltings in Ely, and currently at the moment tickets are on sale right now, and if you do want, of course, to buy tickets and going to come and see the show, you can do that by going to the official website of Campaign Amateur Theatre Company, and that is www.cattheatrecompany.co.uk. You can also find them on Facebook as well, and we are performing the shows at, I think it was, let me try and think of the dates. I think they are going to, of course, the very first shows. We are actually going to be performing the show from the 30th of November to the 3rd of December, so the first few days of Christmas, which unbelievably, because the day today is the 12th of October, so of course 2017, and we're only just another month away. We're only just 1 month away from actually doing it, would you believe? And I actually also have got a photo shoot coming up also as well later on this weekend as well, this Sunday, where of course I'll be having photos with some of the lead cast members, and even the also, because as you know, Bill Sikes is of course got a girlfriend, which is the character of Nancy, which you will be seeing me, of course. I might hopefully try and get a video of the photo shoot if I can, but obviously I need to be very cautious because when I filmed people, especially young children, you need obviously permission to do that, and I know that was a big thing when I was doing my documentary all about Viva, and obviously trying to capture like some bits of rehearsals when we were doing, I mean, actually at the time when we, oh excuse me, I do apologise, the time when we went to actually, oh no, not went, sorry, when I actually filmed a certain part of the documentary, I was going to film rehearsals for one of the previous shows that I'd done about 2 years ago, which was Evita, and that was the most ambitious musical that we ever done. It was a fantastic show, but yeah, it was absolutely incredible indeed. I do apologise, guys, obviously for looking to the side, obviously, of the camera, because like I said already, I'm still not 100%, and I know that I'm not in the mood for talking for a long time, but I have to do it anyway. I know I don't normally do this to myself, and I know you guys out there want me to, of course, look after myself, and I am, of course, especially this week. So, and also, I know that I've got a few bags under my eyes because I've been sleeping not very too well over the last few days. It's not like I don't struggle, it's just, you know, that I'm so hyperactive that literally my brain or my mind can't switch off when it comes to when I come to sleep. I'm literally like a night owl, literally, guys. It's crazy. But anyway, like I said, please come and see the show. I'm so excited about this show. Of course, we've been rehearsing over the last few weeks with this, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. So do come and see it. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to... my voice was getting a little bit dry, so I had to have a little quick drink there. I'm having my favourite drink, Fanta, by the way. Obviously, I'm a big fan of that, of course, that drink. Obviously, it's one of my favourite soft drinks to have normally with anything I would normally eat, or just having it as, you know, just to refresh, of course, my head, I should say. Well, it's not exactly like Tizer, but because obviously that was the trademark slogan it used to have, but yeah, of course, that's a real nice drink to have. But anyway, what else can I talk about while I'm here? Oh yes, well, of course, strangely enough, if you have been seeing some recent videos, now, of course, you have been seeing loads of video messages I've been doing now to some, of course, some group known as Go Go Go. Well, guys, I can actually quickly tell you that if you don't know who Go 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 are, they're basically a children's music pop act. And lo and behold, actually, of course, the founder of the group, which was Steve Crosby, which, lo and behold, if you did not know, is one of the founders of the very famous British pop band, which has just come back quite recently, which is Steps. They, of course, like I said already, Steve founded the group, and Mike Stock wrote most of the music for the band, which, if you did not know, he's had major success with writing songs for Rick Ashley, Kylie Minogue, the Fast Food Rockers, which were one of my other favourite pop acts I used to like back when I was younger, and Scooch as well. They also, he wrote the song alongside Russ Spencer, of course, the lead member of Scooch, which was the song Flying the Flag for You. And 10 years ago, back in 2007, they actually, of course, wrote the song, the official song to represent the United Kingdom that was in the Eurovision Song Contest, of Flying the Flag for You. And literally, I do remember it very well, that song. And I do remember that, of course, that was the very first time I watched Eurovision, the Eurovision Song Contest, and that was a very eventful one. It was the very first time I actually saw, I think it was the country Malta. They actually gave us 12 points for, of course, you know, for the best song, because actually they're a British colony country to us. And when we actually heard, of course, the United Kingdom getting 12 points, it was incredible. Their reaction was also very, very funny indeed. Let me just quickly show you another little clip of that moment, because literally this year marks 10 years since that happened. And this is that moment when Scooch got 12 points from Malta from the 2007 Eurovision Song Contest in Helsinki.
And our final 12 points go to United Kingdom.
Le Royaume-Uni, 12 points. Thank you, Malta, for your points.
Congratulations, the United Kingdom.
Such an amazing moment, isn't it? literally, as you did see there, they were literally jumping for joy, especially the one of the lead singers, of course, that was Caroline Barnes. She was jumping up and down and shouting, yes! It was amazing. And to see Ross Spencer with a glass of champagne going, yeah! It was absolutely amazing. But anyway, of course, I did go off topic. Honestly, I've done that quite a lot in this. I know this, by the way, guys, is completely off cuff, and I'm talking, I mean, literally random things, but I'm just telling you all in depth what, of course, what's been happening over the last few, of course, months with me since I have not been off here, since I haven't been on here for a long time here on YouTube. So, oh yeah, so basically, as like I said, Go Go Go, like I said, are a British children's pop music act. And they've been around, actually, for 7 years this year, would you believe? They actually were founded back in 2010, and they started off as being part of a pop musical for kids, and also it was for families as well, called The Go 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 Show. And it featured 5 people called Carl, Holly, Jade, Gemma, and Steve. There we go, I just had to try and remember all their names. And quite recently, over the last few years, they had a lot of success. They also, the songs that Mike Stock wrote for the band, they become very popular. They've also been adapted into new versions, and they've also been very popular on the children's TV channel of Nick Jr., Kids TV channel, and most of their music videos have been put up on there as well. And they have been a fantastic band. And lo and behold, if you did not know, of course, there is a video on YouTube, if you had not seen on my channel, that I actually got the opportunity to see them live, would you believe? I actually went to see them at the family rave event, which was Raveroo. Now, of course, you might remember, of course, me doing my video message to the band. That was because, lo and behold, how it all started when I was a big fan, how I became a fan of Go Go Go, was lo and behold, Carl Tracy, who of course that's his actual name, who plays himself, but obviously just his first name, Carl, in the band, he actually followed me on Twitter. And lo and behold, the reason why he followed me was because I was a massive fan of the pop band Steps, like I just mentioned earlier on. And then that's when I actually, that was the turning point, that's when I first came across Go 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 for the very first time. And if you did not know me, I do love a bit, occasionally, of cheesy pop music. And some of the songs that they did was exactly like that. And of course, excuse me there, I do apologise, that was just from a drink there. But, like I said, the music that, of course, Go 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 did, and not just them singing, of course, some of the band members, they had almost their own individual song, but also they had a fantastic high-energy dance routine to it, and literally, they were dubbed in newspaper articles on the internet as Steps for the New Generation, would you believe? So they have been dubbed as basically a younger version or child-friendlier version of a very famous pop band that have been around for 20 years this year, would you believe? They actually, of course, have been celebrating 20 years of their music being around since 1997 when they were first formed. Literally, it was incredible. But I got the amazing opportunity to, of course, see Carl Tracy, Holly Atterson and Jade Natalie, who are currently the band members of Go Go Go. Of course, Gemma Naylor and Steve Leeds have, of course, left the band quite recently. Gemma, of course, even though she's not part of Go 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 now, she's still, of course, still popular at the moment. She's an actress. So is also Holly, of course, outside of Go Go Go. She's also done a lot of musicals and also pantomimes. And she's doing, currently, strangely enough, she's actually doing, of course, quite something, the biggest thing I think she's ever done. And that is she's doing the international tour of the musical The Rocky Horror Show, that amazing musical written by Richard O'Brien, as you know, of course, as you may well know, of course, as the very famous presenter of Channel 4 game show that was The Crystal Maze. And like I said, I got an opportunity to meet them, of course, also after when they performed at Raveroo. And if you have not seen that, of course, the video when I saw them actually perform, you actually do see me as well, dressed actually in the same style as Carl. Of course, if you might have seen that when I actually mentioned that in the video message of when I actually told about the band that I can't wait to see them. I actually gave them some gifts as well. I actually made some beautiful pictures of them, and also I made one especially for the band to sign as well. I did actually have it here in my bedroom, but I don't know where it's got to recently. I hope I try and find it somewhere. I hope it hasn't got lost anywhere. I just need to have a rummage round here, and hopefully I can show it to you. But they signed it for me, and they were literally the nicest three people I had ever met, and also I'm pleased to say that I'm very good friends with them now. I only just met them once, and I know that I'm a fan, but it feels like we've known each other for a while, and we have actually. Strangely enough, I've been tagging, of course, Carl, Holly and Jade in tweets on my Twitter page, and also on Facebook. They're following me there as well. I'm following all them on Instagram as well. It's incredible, honestly. They are literally 3 brand new friends of mine, and I'm very proud to have them in my heart, and also to have them, and also, strange enough, they're also, not just Carl, but also Holly and Jade, they're also massive fans also of the pop band Steps, like I just mentioned. And on the topic of that, of course, I think I know I've been going on for quite a while. Let me just check the time at the moment. I think I've been going on for about 26 minutes, Jesus. Well, I wasn't planning to make this video update too long, but I know I've been quite in depth about what's been going on recently, but I'm very excited to announce that also on the topic of Steps, like I've just said already, that I've heard, as I've just said already, they are celebrating 20 years of being around, of course, the band, since 1997. And if you might remember last year when I actually mentioned, when I went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival performing the production of Maiden Dagenham with Viva Theatre Company, we actually went to see one of the shows that I really wanted to see, and that was Eurobeat Moldova. Basically, a comedy spin-off musical of the Eurovision Song Contest. And one of the band members from Steps, that was Lee Latchford Evans, who played the character Nikolai Nakovsky. I got the chance to see that show. As I said, it was a fantastic, very hilarious show, and I was so gutted. I really wanted to go and see him, but we were looking everywhere for him at the end, but we were actually celebrating an event on that very night when we went to see the show. I actually was all dressed up as, I think it was Freddie Mercury, I believe. I actually have got a Freddie Mercury costume, and the reason why I was dressed like that was because we were celebrating someone's, actually dubbed as a hen night, but actually it was also a stag in between as well, because one of the cast members of Maiden Dagenham actually didn't have a hen party, and also the person who I'm talking about, who's Sarah Shawnee, who's still part of Viva, her husband didn't have a stag party all back those years ago when they got married. And so to celebrate on the day when they got married, we actually, on the day when we went to see the show of Eurobeat, she actually decided to have something what's called as a hag party, which is both a hen and stag party, and she wanted us to dress up in brightly coloured clothes, and also, since we were, you know, obviously, me being a big fan of Eurovision, and so is my mum, Samantha, and all of us, of course, my family, we actually wanted to dress up as some iconic people, like, who may have won Eurovision, or have, of course, represented the United Kingdom, or any other countries in, of course, the Eurovision Song Contest. And I think I remember my mum, Samantha, actually dressed up as, I think it was I'm trying to remember her name, I think it's Agatha? From the Swedish band ABBA. So of course she had a very long, of course, wig to simulate her hair, and initially she was going to wear an outfit based on one of the of course outfits that were worn by people in the musical, the jukebox musical Mamma Mia, which is obviously the musical based on the songs of ABBA in the West End, which is currently still on at the West End at the moment. And but unfortunately the costume got scratched. It was like a platform or like jumpsuit. It looked fantastic, but sadly, unfortunately, it got marked. Even before, of course, she got to the opportunity to try it on. So it was a real shame. So she had to have something else. But it was fantastic. It was a great night, and I'm pleased to say that, of course, I know for rambling on once again, that unbelievably, what I'm really excited about is that I'm getting the opportunity to go and see them live next month in November. That's right, guys. I actually, just a few months back, of course, because lo and behold, that night when we actually went to see Eurobeat Moldova, she did say, even though I missed out on seeing Lee, she said to me, Jack, if Steps actually do something, you know, to celebrate their 20th anniversary, I will get, you know, you will hopefully will sort something out, like, you know, always believe that they'll do something. And lo and behold, my mum, Sam, was absolutely right. She got told by myself, actually, that when, of course, Steps were going to be, of course, releasing their, well, actually, they have released a comeback album, which I will be showing that in an upcoming video, and I've actually got a massive collection of Steps-related, of course, memorabilia from, because I've actually collected quite a few things from, of course, the band over the years, even though I've never had the opportunity to see them live at all, which I know seems like blasphemy, because obviously I've been actually a fan of the band since the very beginning, actually, back 20 years ago in 1997. When I think I was only about 4 or 5 years old, actually. Obviously, one of the big things I do remember is obviously the Kinder Surprise advert campaign they did to promote their 2000 Steptacular tour, which you might remember, which I did show you in my previous video update video, which of course, literally every time I watch that now, I get literally goosebumps, because literally that was the very first time I ever saw a pop band ever do an advert, and it was incredible. And to see them all together saying that final, of course, the final promotional line, only with Kinder Surprise at the end, all of them together, it was incredible. To see them, like, you know, they were almost like saying that right to me, and I thought to myself, oh my God, if I got the opportunity, even, like I mentioned, with, of course, them releasing, what was it? I'm trying to think now. It was autograph CDs, VIP tickets. You can win VIP tickets to one of the venues, or one of the, of course, dates of the concert. And oh yes, and also you could also win a live Steps performance in your own school. And when I heard that, I was blown away. I thought to myself, oh, I would love Steps, you know, to come and, you know, perform at our school. I was still in, I think, either infant school or junior school at the time, and obviously the place of where, actually, at the time I was living in Ely, actually. I wasn't living here in Liverpool, which I do live here now. I actually was raised here. Obviously, I've been living here for most of my life, actually, strange enough. Yeah, I actually started living here from, I think, the time of, just before the new millennium, before 2000, when actually also that was the year when the Kinder Surprise advert was aired on TV, but also the campaign to promote also the upcoming Steptacular tour also happened as well. So, but I'm so excited. Also, by the way, guys, I'm also I've got a VIP, of course, meet and greet, would you believe, with the band before I go and see them. And also, I'm planning to, because initially I was, of course, me and my mum, because initially my dad was going to take me, but he's not much of a fan of Steps, sadly, which sounds very, very strange, since he has heard their music for a long, long time. But I do know that of course, my mum Samantha is a big fan of the band, and also they love their music as well. Of course, she loves their music as much as I do. So obviously, we're both going to go to. Initially, we were going to go to one of the dates, which was at the O2 Arena in London. Which was one of the venues where they done their ultimate tour, their reunion tour when they first came back 5 years ago. Oh no, actually it was 6 years ago. They actually promoted their ultimate tour through, of course, their reunion series, which, of course, if you did not know, Steps Reunion was a very famous documentary series on Sky One back in 2011, which actually marked 10 years since the band initially split from 2001. Now, I know that's been a big thing mentioned, of course, since they came back, but but I'm not going to mention that because no, I've heard a load of Steps fans, and I've been a part of a load of Steps fan groups on social media about talking about the split, and people are getting so annoyed about it because obviously that was in the past. Just move on to obviously, you know, the present and then the future obviously of the band. And unbelievably, since of course Steps have come back, they've had a tidal wave of success, and literally it has been incredible. But I will actually mention that in my collections video of all about the band of Steps, and I will be actually planning also an exclusive video hopefully from when I actually we'll be going to see the band. Of course, originally I was going to go to the, like I said already, to the O2 Arena in London, but sadly the tickets got sold out for that, even the meet and greet one. So I've actually also got front row tickets as well, which was also amazingly, so I'm really, of course, excited, and I'm so buzzed for also going to see them. But initially, we, like I said, we were going to see them at the O2, but sadly, since tickets got sold out, like I've just said, I do apologise for repeating myself, but we're actually going to go and see them at the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham. So this actually is the very first time that I'm actually going to Nottingham. We actually have been through Nottingham, that like to travel up when we're meeting family. Of course, like me auntie and me uncle Yvonne and Chris. Oh, bloody hell. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Sorry about that, guys. I do thoroughly apologise for the jump cut in the video there. The reason why that happened is because, lo and behold, my SD card in my camcorder actually was full, so I had to delete some of the videos that I've already made, of course, over the last few months or so to free a bit of space. So I do apologise, but I was talking about, of course, going back to going to see Steps at the Motorpoint Arena in Nottingham, like I've just said, and this will be the very first time we're going there, of course, to see them live, and it's going to be so exciting. Honestly, I've got a costume lined up. I'm actually going to be dressing up as Nikolai Nakovsky, which actually is Lee Latchford Evans' character, once again, like I said, in Eurobeat Moldova, and I've got a fantastic outfit lined up, but you will be seeing it, and of course that exciting exclusive video that I've got planned to ahead of Steps actually be doing, of course, their Party on the Dance Floor tour, that's the name of their tour that they're going to be doing, and that actually starts on the 12th of November, so next month we'll actually, we won't be far away from actually doing it. And I know a lot of the band members, of course, Lisa Scott Lee, like I said already, Lee Latchford Evans, also Ian H. Watkins, Faye Tozer and Claire Richards have been talking about it all the time at the moment, but they're so excited, and I couldn't be any more happy for them, because honestly, they have thoroughly deserved all the success they've had. Literally, they started 2017 with a bang, with, of course, with what they did. They performed of course, under wraps, of course, secret gig, of course, at GAY nightclub, at Heaven, of course, in London, which, of course, that was kept under wraps, like I've just mentioned, for quite a few weeks, actually, just leading up to New Year's Eve last year in 2016. And I know that 2016 was a very, very bad year for a lot of very famous people that passed away, but literally one of the great things to start the new year, and that is, of course, to celebrate 20 years of Steps. But that wasn't official just yet, of course, at that time, because the 7th of May marked, of course, when, of course, Steps actually got together. I do apologise, I had a bit of saliva in my mouth there and I had to swallow it. I know, of course, I don't like to go into topic of that much, but of course I want to make sure that my mouth is clear when actually I'm talking to you. But like I said, it's going to be very exciting. That's, of course, planned. And also, actually, just before we wrap things up, because I know I've been talking on for a long time now, and I do apologise, and my voice is actually getting tired anyway, because I'm not used to talking like this to you guys on this camera for a long time anyway. And that, of course, is the return of my theatre blog series of Theatregoing. And, of course, if you do remember, if you have not seen it already, it's once again my, of course, theatre blog series where I actually blog myself and actually film myself, and reviewing, of course, and going to see shows all across the UK, of course, plays, musicals, but also, if you have seen my preview video for my second series of Theatregoing, I've actually decided to challenge myself that I will be going to see any events that are part of the arts, basically, like singing, dancing, music, even art itself. Of course, I will be challenging myself to go to as many art-themed events as possible, of course, or as soon as possible. Of course, I know that we're halfway, of course, and we're in October now, and we're in, of course, autumn, but we have got loads of events planned, of course, over the next few, months or so. Like I just mentioned, we're going to see Steps next month in November, which is one of those big ones, and I will definitely be covering that in, of course, an upcoming episode, which will be a very, very special one. And honestly, you guys are going to be in for a real treat when I'll be doing that episode. But I have just recently filmed my recent first episode of my second series of Theatregoing, where I talk about when I went to see Russell Crowe's Indoor Garden Party, which actually, lo and behold, is a band he actually formed. Of course, the legendary, of course, Hollywood actor and also film producer, because he's also produced a few films as well as starring lead roles in them as well. Of course, obviously, for one of the big films that I do know that is Gladiator, which was a very, very, of course, nostalgic film for me when I was growing up. It was a fantastic film. But of course, I talk all about that in the upcoming, episode. And I will actually, if you want to go and watch that right now, you can actually watch it at the end of this video. I will post a link to, of course, so you can see that very first episode. And I know that even though that I went to see it, I think it was about 2 weeks today, obviously, of uploading this. So, and I know, of course, that was a massive delay, but the reason why is because, like I said, I haven't been feeling too bad, of course. Obviously, I haven't been feeling too good over the last week or so, because initially I was going to do it last week, but I wasn't well enough to do so. So, but do give it a watch, and of course, like I said, I've got loads of episodes planned, and also I have got my spin-off series as part of Theatregoing, which is Theatregoing Matinee and Theatregoing Encore. Episodes of those two series, spin-off series, of course, I should say, will be also coming out as well very, very soon. Oh, and with that, as I was trying to I was actually, since I've been talking so long, I'm actually almost literally out of breath now. But of course, it's time for me to, of course, and time is getting on since I'm doing this pretty late, actually. I think it's just gone now. Oh, bloody hell, it's just gone 8 minutes past 10 now, so, because normally I don't normally stay up this late, but especially when I'm doing a video. I normally do them in the dark now, but of course, the days are getting a lot more shorter now, obviously, since we're into autumn, and we'll be getting very close to winter very, very soon in December. So, of course, you won't be seeing much daylight in some of these videos, but it all depends on what videos I'll be doing anyway, so, but that's not a big thing anyway, because obviously I've got lights, so you can still manage to see me, so you won't be seeing me in complete pitch black, and you won't be able to see me, of course, obviously, so if I didn't have any lights anyway. But of course, that is it for my, you could say another, of course, bumper video update video here on YouTube. And once again, I do apologise for, of course, rambling on, and I don't normally do, but I've been thoroughly in, of course, depth of what I've been up to. And once again, I hope to do some more videos very, very soon, over the next few days or so. I know I've been uploading quite a few already over the last few weeks, but more of them will be featuring me, and also I'll be there's so many things in the pipeline, honestly, guys. Literally, you don't, of course, if you honestly think that I haven't got a lot of things to do, well, literally, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because, of course, I've got a load of things planned, but they're all in progress, and I will let you know, of course, guys, on when you'll be seeing these upcoming videos, and also ideas for new videos coming out in the next few weeks, and, of course, the last few months of 2017. Anyway, of course, that's it for this video, and, of course, once again, if you have enjoyed it, please do give this a like, comment down below for your thoughts, and as always, please subscribe to, of course, my official YouTube channel of Jackpot Button Lewis, so you never miss out on the upcoming episodes, and also updates for feature, of course, videos, or any other things that I've got planned. Also, you can follow me once again on Twitter at JBLPofficial. Also, you can follow me as well on Instagram, which is at Jackpot Button Lewis Official, and also you can visit my official YouTube Facebook page at www.facebook.com/ Jackpot Button Lewis. I'm just trying to say that there. I think I did actually say something I shouldn't have, but if I did, I do apologise. But that is the website for you if you want to, of course, keep up to date with what I do, also on YouTube, as well as being on Facebook. And with that, that is it for, of course, this bumper video update. So, as of course, once again from me, Jack Wright, now, of course, literally almost out of breath from talking so much. Literally, I could talk for England, being a politician, but I don't follow politics, as you do know me. I think if you might have heard that, of course, before, but it's definitely true. Literally, as soon as I talk about something I'm really passionate about, I can never shut up, honestly. You need to think of something really, of course, serious to try and stop me talking, because literally, like I said, I can talk until, you know... till the day I die, basically. Well, anyway, of course, that's still a long, long way to go anyway, so... But once again, like I said, guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you, once again, in my next video on my official YouTube channel. Until then, from me, Jack Wright, au revoir, adios, au Wiedersehen. See you next time. Goodbye. Oh...